Hey everybody, welcome back to Game Junction. I'm Mark. Here's my co-host Brandon.
What's up, guys? Back here for another news video today. Pretty cool looking one, so let's see what we got going on.
Yes, we got an article from GameSpot going over the newly released Gamefall game, plus some of their thoughts, some of our thoughts on the trailer. All right, so we got Redfall release date confirmed for May 2nd, as lots of new gameplay footage debuts. So this game is just around the corner, about a month away. We got a little bit more of a look at the game. Maybe a little bit more excited, maybe a little bit less, depending on the person for this game. So, as part of Xbox Developer Direct event today, Microsoft showcased Arcane's new vampire hunting FPS Redfall and announced its release date.
Okay.
Redfall will launch on May 2nd, 2023, which is the date that leaked a while ago. Redfall was originally set for release in 2022 before it got pushed back to 2023 alongside Starfield. So there's a lot of games just kind of getting pushed to the right for one reason or another. Hopefully for a good reason, so the games aren't half baked or broken at launch.
Right. Yeah. I mean, but that's pretty norm right now, so
Yeah.
hopefully this launches pretty well.
As for the new gameplay footage, Arcane treated fans to a new look at the island of Redfall, Massachusetts, the fictional setting for the game. The new gameplay video showed off the Fire Station, which is a safe haven where players can take on new quests. One of the quests has players trekking to a lighthouse and fighting off vampires on the way there. A vampire type on display in this video was the Shroud, a menacing creature that looks challenging to take down. Taking down vampires angers the vampire gods, who then summon a different type of vampire to hunt down the player. Kind of like a game of tag, pretty much, it seems like.
Yeah, it sounds like a good concept, right?
Let's see how well it's actually implemented.
That's yeah.
Yeah, also on display in Redfall gameplay video was how players can approach combat scenarios in a multitude of ways, which should feel familiar to fans of Arcane's previous games. Arcane also discussed some of the weapons players can use in Redfall, including traditional military style weapons and fantastical weapons. This being a vampire game, players can also find stakes in the world that attach their weapons to put down the vampires. Redfall is the biggest, most ambitious game the studio has ever created, the team said.
Yeah.
So yeah, do you have any immediate thoughts about it? Don't know. You watched the trailer live.
Yeah, so we streamed the event today. Um I'll just say this. There's about like 13 minutes for the entire game, almost for all the games. It was just average of that. The first like 8 9 minutes I was like, oh, this is very cool because it gave me very Left for Dead, like they were trying to do a Left for Dead 3 thing because Back for Blood kind of failed. Like generally people don't like it. It seemed like a Left for Dead slash Far Cry-esque game until that last couple of minutes, and then it completely shifted and seemed like more of a microtransaction loving game that was around like Aliens, Fire Team Bravo, the Predator Hunting Grounds, Dead, or what is it? Those games where you're essentially with a team and hunting down one person, the one person's hunting down you. The Friday the 13th game, the new Evil Dead game, it seems a little more on that side, especially when you said tag earlier. I'm like,
Oh,
yeah, that's what tag is, right? It's essentially a game of tag. Like, you've got to get the other characters. The other characters are trying to stay away from you. That's what tag is. So the first half of what I was watching, at least, I was like, okay, this might be the game that I actually like on this presentation because I didn't care for the presentation. I thought the Xbox Direct was terrible. But I'm willing to give it a try. It looks like it's going to be a Game Pass game, so we'll see.
so what gave you like? Is it just the gameplay that gave you those vibes, where you think it might be microtransaction? You think it's gonna be these games?
It just seemed towards the end, and there were actually people watching that said the exact same thing. We had Lucas that was on there watching, and he said, "Oh, this looks like it might be a good game." And immediately at the same time I did, when they started showing what the game like really is, it seemed like it's going to be like a microtransaction infested game around like a game of tag, which is what all those other games are, like the Friday the 13th, the whatever the other horror game is. I can't think of it at the moment, but there's also the Aliens game, the Predators game. All those are essentially really just a game of tag, and they all have infested with microtransactions. Also, just generally a super um, easy route for a multiplayer game. So I'm a little bit confused because I feel like with them saying that it's so like their biggest project and the most ambitious. I'm like, well, maybe it could be something a little bit different. Maybe it could offer things that I'm not understanding and other people on the stream weren't understanding. But by the end of it, I think every single one of us that were talking about the game both said, okay, not interested anymore within those last couple of minutes. So,
So hopefully that's just the way the game looks. Hopefully that's not what
yeah,
it's actually going to be. Because if you anger the vampire gods, it doesn't seem like it might be the same as those. It's just how the game
right.
looks. So hopefully when we get a deeper dive, we start getting some reviews. It's a different game, and you just got that feeling from it. That's not actually what it is.
Sure.
That's the hope.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the hope. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the first good portion of the game, it looked really cool. I was like, okay, this might be a game on this presentation that I want to play. Out of the other games, like there wasn't anything. It was like standoutish or worth the events. Worth streaming the whole event for. But I'm hoping for the best. I want this to be a good game because it looks good. Art style's good. It's a FPS. Looked like Far Cry, Borderlands slash Mad World, all those games like that, Jet Set Radio style comic book games. So
So I guess we'll just have to wait till we get closer and get a a little bit information, a little bit more deep dive of what we're actually gonna get, and hopefully it's
sure,
what we want and not what we were afraid it might be.
right, yeah, just those are the easy route for a lot of those games. Like I could pull immediately right here. Like Evil Dead would probably be the newest. It's the tag sort of style of game, and that goes along with the Friday the 13th
Yeah.
and whatever that other game is that we played. I don't know what it is. It's super popular and it's not popping in my head, but I'm hoping it's not that.
Is it Dead by Daylight? What you're thinking?
Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
One of those style of games that I just
I still feel like
good
it would.
concept.
I feel like they, even if it was like that, it would still do well. But obviously, some of us
Probably.
would be disappointed, maybe not by it. But I still think a game like that would still probably do well in the end.
Yeah, I think most of those style of games are probably doing well. I don't know about Evil Dead and who knows if like the Aliens game or Predator game or have a stand up fan
Yeah.
base for those. Those are all the same style game, but if it does it, I hope it does it right. It looked like a good style of game, so I want to be optimistic. I want, something's going to be good. I want to see the good in it, so we'll see.
Yeah, I guess the only time will tell. Hopefully for the better, but there's a possibility it could be for the worse.
But it is no Metroid Prime Hunters 2, so I'll just say that.
That's randomly not even related to the topic.
Not at all, but I want one.
But
I
hey,
love that game.
yeah, right. Let us know your thoughts about the game down below. Whether you agree, you disagree, you think it's gonna be a new random Prime 2 game for some odd reason. Give this video a like, give us a sub, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.